Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Walking the Spiral of Truth and Love. I'm Coach Bill Sullivan, founder and senior director of Meditate School of Mindfulness and Sound and the creator of the SVMT Method of Transformation, a somatic, vibrational, mindful, and trance-informed path that guides us home to our deepest truth. This is a space where we learn to feel again, where we learn to breathe again, where we remember who we are beneath the noise of life. Today's episode is titled Stepping into the Fullness of Your Heart. Not the symbolic heart, not the poetic heart, but the energetic heart. The instrument inside of us that shape our emotions, our relationships, our intuition, our truth, and our entire lived experience. So let's go on this journey together as I walk the spiral of truth and love with you. So take in a nice deep breath. Exhale nice and slow. And let's step into the fullness of the heart together. As we've moved through our life, we recognize and we've leaned into the heart. But do we ever truly understand it? In fact, does anybody really understand the heart? We talk about it constantly, and so many songs and so many poems and books and so much have been written about it. As we talk about it, we say, my heart hurts, or my heart isn't this. I open my heart, or my heart is broken. But so few truly know what the heart is, and even fewer know how to listen to it. From this teaching perspective, I want you to think about this. The heart is the most powerful energy generator in the body. Let me say that again. The heart is the most powerful energy generator in the body. Maybe that raises a question or two. Is that even true? So let's start with the science. The heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in the body. The energy of the heart has been found to radiate 3 to 6 feet from your chest. The heart speaks to the brain directly through the vagus nerve. The heart contains 40,000 neurons capable of memory. The heart influences mood, intuition, and emotional regulation. The heart changes instantly in response to emotion, to sound, to breath, to truth, to energy. Your mind may form thoughts, but your heart forms experiences. Your mind may interpret reality, but your heart shapes how reality is. Your heart echoes the truth, where your mind can make up a story and expand it 100,000 times, but the heart is where the truth lies. From an energetic perspective, the heart isn't just an emotion factory, it's an energetic aperture, a valve that regulates flow. The heart opens and the heart closes. The heart softens and the heart guards. The heart expands and contracts, rigid and resilient. With every shift, the entire landscape of our inner world changes. When your heart is open, the fascia softens, the breath deepens, your nervous system moves into coherence, your field expands, your intuition sharpens, your truth becomes clearer, and you awaken compassion. When the heart closes, the breath tightens and fascia constricts. Your chest collapses inward, your voice loses its resonance, and your energy retreats. This isn't failure, this is biology. This is protection. This is an energetic reflex to what we encounter in our life. As we lean in and study the heart, though, we have to remember that the heart is not who you are. It's what we experience. Here's the most liberating truth of this. You are not your heart. You are the consciousness witnessing your heart. We teach the same thing in mindfulness. You are not your mind. You are the witness of your mind. So you are not your heart. You are the consciousness witnessing your heart. You are the awareness behind the opening and the closing, the trembling and the longing, the fear and the tenderness, the awakening. If we take a step back in our practice, we recognize we are the witness. We are the experiencer. We are the presence. When we forget this, the heart rules us. But when you remember this, you can guide the heart with compassion and truth. So the first question comes in is, why does the heart close? Or from the spiral of life's perspective, we say it closes when there's an unresolved emotion or old pain, unmet expectations, patterns of shame, fear of loss, fear of vulnerability, the old survival imprints, and stored fascia tension. All of these things influence the heart. But closing isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign that the heart is trying to protect you in the only way it knows how. But sometimes the heart just doesn't know the way. Sometimes this protection becomes a prison when we don't know how to reopen it again. So when we bring in the whole, when we bring in the mind, the fascia, the vagus nerve, and the heart, we recognize that our heart is physically connected to our fascia, the body's connective tissue. And when the heart contracts emotionally, the fascia contracts physically. When the heart opens, the fascia softens. This is why in the SVMT we integrate movement and breath, vibration, presence, somatic awareness. Because sound and movement literally loosen the fascia around the heart, allowing the energy to flow again. Using something like a weighted tuning fork or a gong or humming, all these things send waves through the pericardium, through the ribs and the sternum fascia and the diaphragm. This lubricates, hydrates, and reorganizes tension patterns around the heart. Science confirms it. Vibration increases fascia hydration, enhances electrical conductivity, releases emotional residue, restores openness and flow. This is why something like sound healing, or listening to the sound of waves, or the birds singing, or humming, often feels like someone's touching your soul. Well, someone did. Your own heart. The resonant heart. The heart is also our resonance field. It tells you when something's aligned through expansion, and it tells you when something is wrong through contraction. It's your internal compass. It's your intuitive guide, and it's the part of you that knows the truth, long before the mind ever admits it. So what does it mean to step into the fullness of your heart? It means that we allow ourselves to feel without drowning, to witness without collapsing, to soften and open up to love without losing the boundaries, to open up without abandoning ourselves, to follow resonance instead of fear, to let the truth become direction, to let love become coherence, and to allow your heart to guide your evolution, but not direct it. Fullness isn't perfection. Fullness is presence. Fullness is being in relationship with your heart instead of being ruled by it. This is the spiral of SVMT, where every opening, every closing, every softening, every truth becomes a step into the deeper awareness of life, into the deeper presence of love. Because love is the way, and truth is the path. So as we move into meditation, as you allow yourself to sit in reflection, I invite you to allow your heart to whisper the answers. So I invite you to think about this question. What memories, fears, or beliefs cause your heart to close? As you hear that question, let your body speak. What environments or practices or people help your heart to open? Allow that truth to show itself. And then finally, what would it look like to walk through life in partnership with your heart rather than in reaction to it? And as you think about these questions, even if the answer hasn't shown itself, hold the energy softly as I guide you through this meditation. This meditation I call stepping into the fullness of your heart. To come into this space of meditation, I invite you to find a comfortable place where you can sit or lie down. Once you've found that place, allow yourself to just settle into the position that feels right to you. And then allow your body to just be present. I invite you, if you're ready, to give yourself permission to soften a little bit, to let your breath deepen just a bit, and allow your awareness to settle into the center of your chest. And breathe there for a moment. Feel there for a moment. Allow yourself to let go of the need for striving for this to go a certain way and just open yourself up to embrace the journey ahead. If your mind gets lost in distraction, come back to your breath and follow your breath down into your heart space. Breathe into that heart. And to help you do this, place a hand on your chest for a moment. Feel the warmth of your hand. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. And allow yourself to focus on the energy beneath your hand, beneath that rising and falling. And without any judgment, without any need for it to be a certain way, notice what's there in that space beneath your hand. Warmth, tightness, softness or numbness, pressure, energy, or maybe stillness. There's no wrong sensation, only honesty, only truth. Just know and feel that you're doing this just right. And as you sit there with a hand over that heart space, allow yourself to inhale gently into the heart and exhale nice and slow. And do that again. Inhale gently into the heart. And this time, as you exhale, feel your diaphragm soften, settle down, and allow your fascia to release. And if you can, imagine your chest to open up. And then just breathe normal. And if you'd like, you can set your hand down by your side. But keep your focus on your breath. And allow your breath to move into the places that have been waiting to connect. Allowing your focus to stay on your heart space. I wonder if you could imagine that there in your heart is like a gentle flower. Envision whatever flower comes to your mind. And imagine with every inhale, light enters that flower. And with every exhale, it softens what it's been holding. As you think about the flower of your heart, expanding and contracting, connecting to light and softness, breathing nice and gentle. And then just think for a moment as you connect to the energy of your heart, send a message that says, I am here. I am listening. I am safe to open. And then allow the heart to respond in its own time. Feel, know, experience the energy of your heart. And as you keep your mind centered on that space, I invite you to recall a moment where your heart might have closed. A moment where something moved you into a space of closing. And as you think about it, don't relive it. Just pay attention to the sensation that is there. And as you feel that closing and you think about that energy, say, it's okay to close. I'm still here. Allow yourself to honor the closure as part of what your heart's wisdom moves you to. And breathe. And as you feel that energy shift, imagine now there's a shift there. Imagine that flower changes and it becomes a sphere of golden blue light, shifting, breathing, alive. Imagine that light expanding and then contracting, softening, and then strengthening. Not one pure color, not one bright light, an ever-changing light. As you experience that expanding and contracting, that shifting and moving, allow yourself to recognize that this is fullness. Fullness isn't forced openness. It's not rigid closure. It's presence with what is there now. How does your heart feel now? And whisper to your heart, I step into the fullness of my heart. I walk in this truth. I walk with love. And just breathe. Notice the light, expanding, contracting, brightening and softening. The energy of your heart. Allow it to hold you. Allow it to expand out around you. Allow yourself to be embraced by the fullness of your heart. And think about how you feel. And just think to yourself, this is my heart beating. This is the vibration of my soul. This is me being present in the fullness of my heart. And then set the intention to come back to this practice as much as you choose, to just sit and place a hand on your heart, to imagine your heart as the flower or the light, to experience whether it's expanded or contracted, open or closed, bright or soft, and then listen to the messages that are there for you in that moment. Those messages aren't directives. They're experiences. So allow yourself to be there now. And then expand your awareness to your body. Think about your whole body now. Think about how it feels. Your shoulders, your jaw, your hands, your feet. From the top of your head to the tips of your toes, think about your body. And then return to your breath. Notice how it's flowing just as it needs to now. And before you open your eyes, allow your experience to go from your breath to your body to the space around you. Think about the room that you're in. Think about how it feels to be there. And then gently open your eyes and see the space that you're in. And take one final breath in, inhaling the love and exhaling the truth as you walk the spiral of truth and love. Thank you for walking this with me today. Think about how you feel. Open yourself up for some gratitude for taking the time for yourself and to listen and connect to your heart's intelligence, to its openings and closings, its resonance and truth. This is the very center of our practice. The SVMT isn't just a method, it's a return to coherence. It's a return to presence. It's a return to love and truth. It's a remembering. So if today's episode touched you, I invite you to deepen your work, to come back to this practice, to follow this podcast. And in the not too distant future, I'll be opening a new book called Walking the Spiral of Truth and Love, a companion for your awakening and a guide to your living a heart-filled life. I'm Coach Bill Sullivan. Thank you for sharing your heart with me. And until next time, love is the way, truth is the path.